I'm Dave. You're watching Dave's Taste Buds, and welcome back. I got another great episode for you today. It must be Saturday. It must be cold in New England because we're doing another version of my chili.
Ooh, chili!
I've done regular chili. I've done a chili casserole. I've done barbecue chicken chili. Today, we're talking buffalo chicken chili. This is gonna take your chili and just transform it. If you like chili and you like Frank's hot sauce, jam them together. Picture it in your mind. Close your eyes. Picture it. That's it. It's exactly it. So I'm gonna show you how I make mine, and then you're gonna go make it for yourself. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. So let's get into our ingredients. So as you can see, there's really not even a lot that goes into it. We're gonna have our shredded chicken. We have our onion. We have our celery. We got our cannellini beans, a little bit of crushed tomatoes. We have our roasted red peppers, Frank's hot sauce, obviously, some chicken stock, and our spices. That's all we're gonna need to make this delicious chili. So yeah, let's stop talking about the ingredients and start putting it together. All right, we got all our ingredients together, so let's get right into it. Let's put a little heat to it. Little veg oil, onions, celery. Going in. Now I don't want to go too crazy on these. I don't want to cook them too much because I want it to have a little bit of texture too, so I don't want to lose the crunch from the celery and the onions. So we're really just going to hit these for a minute or two, just kind of bring out the flavor, and yeah, then we're going to move on. We don't want to overcook these. So now that we've sweated these down a little bit, this is something that I do that's a little different. This is when I like to put in all of my seasoning. I like the seasoning to get a little bit released from getting heated up right into the pan. I don't know, it's just the way I like to do it. I think it adds a little extra to it. A lot of seasonings going in. So like always, down below in the description, there's gonna be the recipe, the ingredients, the amounts, all of that stuff. So check down below. Seasons, I'm gonna tell you. Seasonings, I'm gonna tell you: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, crushed red, cumin, paprika, chili powder. I think that's it. What else is there for something like this? You can always get those packets, McCormick packets, I think makes them. They're decent, but I mean, you're gonna pay almost $2 for a little bit of seasoning that you could make for a nickel. So check below, get all your stuff together like this. Stop using those packets. Seasonings going in. All of it. Wow. Turn up our heat a little bit. We're gonna coat our onions and celery with those seasonings. Now, as always, we're certainly going to taste this when it's done. So I like to start with a certain amount of seasonings, but then I always kind of go through and taste it and get it exactly the way I want. But this is a good start. Once we have just a little bit of heat to these, that's when I throw in my roasted red peppers. Those in there. Our chicken going in. Now, again, you could use a ground chicken. I like shredded chicken when it comes to my chilies. I don't know, I like the ground beef when it comes to a regular chili, but any kind of chili with chicken, I don't know, I like to just go shredded. So I just took a bunch of chicken breasts, seasoned them a little bit, baked them off, shredded it up. Now it's ready to go in. It's gonna look like a lot of chicken, and it's gonna look like it's a lot of chicken because it's a lot of chicken. They come in these big packages, so I always cook it off. I cut it up, I set some aside for the dogs, and everything else is going in here. So it's gonna be a lot. Just gonna toss that around, make sure our seasonings get all in that. Oh yeah. Now if you notice too, I use red onions for this. It's just another thing that I like to do. I like the flavor. A little oil if you have to. It's looking a little dry. Wow, this handle's getting a little hot. We get it to here. Cannellini beans. Oh, what a mess. Beans going in. You could use kidney beans if you wanted. You could use, I mean, this is a great jumping off point. This is how I do it. Do it the way that makes you feel right, you know? Crushed tomato. Can of that going in. Chicken stock. A couple cups of that. I use it to kind of rinse out our can and get all those tomatoes. The rest of it goes in. Just stir around. Look, I like my chili thick. I don't like soupy chili. This is gonna simmer down a little bit. If it seems to just kind of reduce enough that you need to add more liquid to it, don't just add water. Just make a little bit more chicken stock and add it in there. You add water, it's just gonna take away from all the flavor, so don't do that. Then, how would it be buffalo chicken chili without your Franks? Lots of Franks. Jeez, that's almost a whole bottle. I'm gonna set some aside because when I sit down to eat it, I always like to have my blue cheese and my Franks on the side because, you know, sometimes I wanna hit it with a little bit more. And essentially, I mean, that's it. You nailed it. It's a perfect Saturday. I'm gonna just let this simmer, cook down. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. You know what? Before we even do that, let's taste it and see. Ooh. It's good already. I'm gonna reduce this a little bit, let it simmer, let it just grab all those flavors and smash them together. And yeah, I'm gonna repeatedly taste it, check it, keep an eye on it. And then yeah, I'll show you the finished product. How easy was that? Sit tight, I'll be right back. In fact, if you've liked the video so far, do me a favor, just hit like and certainly hit subscribe. I could really use some more subscribers, trying to grow this channel, trying to just take it to the next level. So do me a favor and subscribe, sit tight, and I'll show you how this turns out. Okay, that's it. We've let our chili simmer for, I probably let it simmer for almost an hour, just to reduce, pull the flavors together. I was tasting it as I went. I added a little more Franks. I added a little bit more chili powder. You gotta get that right combination of the flavors. So yeah, you gotta taste it as it simmers until you get it just right. So let's taste our buffalo chicken chili. I put a little dollop of blue cheese dressing on top. You could use blue cheese crumbles if you wanted to, but it's just, the flavor hits a little hard for me with my chili and it takes away from it. So I like to just use the dressing. So we'll take a little bit of dressing. A little of everything on there. This chili has everything. It is absolutely delicious. You need to make it. Do yourself a favor and just whip yourself up some nice buffalo chicken chili on a cold Saturday afternoon. Maybe it's a hot Tuesday morning. I don't care. Just make it, all right? It's delicious. I got a video up here. I got a bunch of videos down here. I got a subscribe button. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Once you're done doing all of that, go cook something.